This is James Holder Rifle.
Perdonde.
This is James Holder Rifle TV in association with Mackley's Gym Marbella. Go on. I was going to say something.
What am I saying? Perdonde. Brr. What do you want me to say? Say it.
With me, I'm joined by Eddie Hearn, Mr. Burr.
Mr. Brian Perdonde.
How you
Do you
doing?
remember him?
I do remember him, yeah.
What happened to Phone Jacker?
I think he sort of run out of material.
Did it?
It's only so far you can take it, isn't it, with him and a
Bit
phone.
like IFL.
That's below the belt.
I've seen you a lot lately, you know.
I know, I was thinking this. Different styles, different techniques.
Styles make interviews.
Styles make interviews, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Anthony Crolla, WBA World Champion, defending against Ismael Barroso, mandatory challenger, Danger Zone, the name that's come out of your chromosome for this one. Tough fight for Anthony Crolla, all jokes aside.
Very, very tough. I'm excited about this fight because I think Anthony Crolla is, after this fight, I believe you can call him the best lightweight in the world. And I really feel like he's going to stop Ismael Barroso on Saturday night. I think he's got to be switched on. I mean, it's got to be weird, isn't it, going through camp? All you get in interviews is, this guy is he's a devastating puncher. It's like, yeah, cheers for that. But that's got to keep you switched on, hasn't it? It's got to keep you really motivated. And I think the good thing about Crolla is he's got a great temperament. He's not going to sort of dive in and make silly mistakes. He's going to listen to Joe. And it's a very dangerous fight, but a fight I believe he's going to win.
Ismael Barroso, dangerous southpaw.
Yeah.
Big puncher. Obviously, the win over Kevin Mitchell as well will add a little bit of sort of fear factor to the UK fans and stuff. But Anthony Crolla, like you said before, he always seems to find a way to win. Do you think he's got to be at his 100% best?
I just feel like
on Saturday.
I mean, look, forget the stuff about the burglary and the fractured skull. That's the backstory. But if you look at him in the boxing sense, this is a guy that a couple of years ago was fighting for his career against Kieran Farrell for the English title. Went into prize fighter, like I think that was before or after one fight, and I think he lost in the quarterfinals of the prize fighter. Came back, beat Gavin Rees in a great win,
which he wasn't necessarily expecting.
No, he
to
was
win.
the underdog. Listen, Rees was my fighter. Crolla was the away fighter. Beat him on points. Beat John Murray. Beat Stephen Foster.
John Murray fight was a great
fight, well. And that was, I really felt like that was the fight, And Joe Gallagher is close with John Murray, and that was a fight that he was really. I pushed him into that fight. So I said, look, this is a fight people want to see. This is a fight I believe you'll win. And that fight really springboarded his career to another level. And when he got the shot against Darlis Perez, well, first of all, Richard Abril, and obviously, that incident with the burglars, that fell through. I promised him I'd get him another shot. Darlis Perez, get the shot, gets robbed. He won that fight easy. The judges gave it a draw. And in order, the stick that obviously I get for if a home fighter gets a decision,
or if a draw comes rolling,
you forget about the ones that didn't go our way, and I think that was a real kick in the nuts. And I begged the WBA for a rematch. I begged them to review it, and we got it. And part of the resolution was the winner of Perez against Crolla had to fight the winner of Barroso and Derry Matthews. Derry Matthews vacated his belt rather than fight Barroso, so Mitchell jumped in. And obviously he lost. So could we have swerved the Barroso fight? Maybe. But Crolla didn't want to. After that fight, he said, I want Barroso. Everyone tweeting saying there is no way Crolla will fight Barroso. Well, he is. So I hope you give him the credit. And when he wins, I hope you really give him the credit for the fighter that he is.
Is he being paid better than this, than the offer that was made for him to face Terry Flanagan?
It's virtually the same. There's nothing in it at all. So. And I wanted to make sure. I won't tell you the backstory of why he's getting paid so much, but it's quite funny. But
you can't drop a Cliff Richard
I'll
like
leave
that.
I'll leave it to the book. But on a serious note, maybe it was partly an emotional decision because I like Anthony Crolla so much. But I just feel like if you're going to be involved in fights like this, if you're going to put everything on the line, you better be bloody rewarded for it. Do you know what I'm saying? So there are too many fighters in the marketplace, particularly in America, who are being overpaid for not challenging enough or dangerous enough fights.
So you're saying they're being overpaid for standard fights?
Correct. And like anything, the promoters are paying for it, right? So even as a promoter, it's not a case of getting value for money, but you know, you want to see someone earn their money, and I'll always represent and sing the praises of our fighters. And you know, it's difficult in this marketplace. I know everyone's going to get the violins out, but if you're in a fight like Ismael Barroso, I want to give you the money. It's going to change your life, and that's what we've done. And that's why it's difficult for, you know, when you talk about the Flanagan fight. If Anthony Crolla's earning this kind of money, and Flanagan's earning a quarter of this, how do you do the deal for the unification? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I hope we can get the fight, mate. I think Flanagan's going to box on the Klitschko card. But, of course, it's a fight that makes so much sense. They're both from Manchester. They're both world champions. And, you know, it's a natural fight, but not for the kind of money that was talked about, because, you know, but that, again, I don't want to like talk about it, but that money for Flanagan is huge. That money for Crolla is not. So, I don't know.
Across the pond, Amir Khan taking on Saul Canelo Alvarez, as well as Derek Chisora versus Pulev.
Yeah, great fight.
Did you see the head-to-head?
You got to love Chisora. You know,
I actually do love Chisora.
You know, I love Chisora. Right? This is why I love Chisora. And again, sorry to revert back to money, but it does make the world tick, and especially the boxing world tick. I might as well talk about it. I offered Derek Chisora, this is before we fought Charles Martin, a fight for the European title, for probably 6 or 7 times as much as he's getting to fight Pulev, and he turned it down to fight Pulev, and he said to me, when I beat Pulev, you're going to pay me twice as much as you just offered me. And I thought, Kim, fair play, son. So you better go and do it. It's a real tough fight. How good is Pulev? Looked really good, then got knocked out by Klitschko. So
I'm sick I'm not over there, to be honest. If it weren't so much going on, I would have made the trip.
I really hope he does it.
Big fans of Debo on IFL TV. Out of our 10 biggest videos, Derek Debo. Out of our 10 biggest videos, about 3 or 4 of them you can ascertain to him.
I saw him at the press conference. I thought he was great.
Yeah, no,
he's got a tough fight. I'd see how much he's got left in the tank. That's going to be live on Sky at 10 p.m. And then Crolla's going to follow straight after. So.
And then Amir Khan, on to this. Amir Khan in Vegas taking on Saul Canelo Alvarez. Massive fight.
I can't see Amir winning the fight. I mean, look, I know a lot gets made of our relationship, but it is, you know, we've got a decent relationship as it goes, especially if we're around each other. And I genuinely hope he wins the fight. I just don't think he's going to be the same fighter at that weight. I don't think he looks the same. And I think Canelo will win inside 6 rounds.
I think you're overstretching your relationship with Amir Khan then. You're definitely not roommates.
No, but I spoke to him. I was actually on FaceTime with him. Actually, you were there in a restaurant.
I was there.
You know, I genuinely hope he wins the fight, of course, because, you know, a fight with Brook, if that ever gets made, will just get bigger and bigger. But I can't see it. And I think some people, if they're honest, will agree. But I mean, I know you like to sit on the fence, but in your heart of hearts, if I asked you, I think you'd give exactly the same answer.
Amir Khan spent so long chasing
Floyd. You could have answered that then and said, yeah, you're right.
Did you want an answer for
I
that?
want your opinion on the fight. Who's going to win and how?
I reckon Amir Khan on points. I've said this for ages. I'm going to go Crolla and Amir Khan on points. That is my IFL TV bet. I've put myself out.
I'm going to go. My bet's the weekend. I'm going to go. Let's throw in the 3 fights.
Go on.
I'm going to go for Pulev stoppage.
I'm going to have to terminate this interview now. You said that.
Sorry, Debo. I hope you do win. I hope these guys. I'm going to go for Crolla stoppage.
Big shout.
Late. And I'm going to go for Canelo stoppage. I reckon that would. Let's have a little look.
Go on.
Go on, you keep talking to me.
I will keep talking, yeah. So we're just going to check out the odds on that and see what it accumulates to. Yeah. Eddie's famous treble. Let's have a look.
Go on, keep talking, because otherwise it's going to be very boring.
Amir Khan, I said, massive opportunity for him. He chased Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather for so long. Do you think, are you pleased for him that he's finally got a big marquee
it's a big
fight?
I mean, look, I would have loved him to have the Brook fight, I can't lie. But, you know, I think, of course, he didn't get Pacquiao or Mayweather, but he got one of the top boys, didn't he? But just outside of where it's going to be a fair competition. There's no rehydration clause.
Do you think that's a bit of a big mistake there?
It's a big mistake. But I don't know how heavy Khan is. Khan looks really heavy. Maybe he's having struggles to make the weight anyway.
It's interesting because Khan obviously boiling down to the weight he used to fight at. Do you think naturally
Well, I hope he's
he
not
is a
boiling
middleweight?
down too much to this weight, because then he's made a terrible mistake. But I don't know. I mean, look, you look at it, you say Floyd boxed Canelo's ears off.
Do you think that's the blueprint that Khan's got to
But,
adapt for this?
Khan ain't Floyd, and that's the difference. But he is very skillful and very fast. I'm just not sure he's going to carry his speed up at that weight.
Interesting.
Sorry, keep going. We're nearly there.
That's all right. Just talk a little bit about Kell Brook. Obviously, the Khan-Kell Brook fight, the saga that's been going on. Obviously, it's not going to happen now for the foreseeable future anyway, at least. But we've heard names mentioned for Kell Brook, sort of the likes of Lemont Peterson. Obviously, it's not going to be Cotto now, is it? He's ruled out. Who else
Vargas,
is in the frame?
I'm going to say we're close with Vargas, but we've got a situation where both guys want to make the fight, which is nice, because a lot of the guys talk a good game, but they don't want to fight Kell Brook because he's too dangerous. It's a unification fight. I'd love Kell to pick up 2 belts. Berto had a win at the weekend. I think he'd quite fancy the fight. Lemont Peterson wants the fight.
Yeah.
We like Broner and Garcia. Bradley's not really an option because he's going to fight later in the year. So,
is Broner a realistic possibility to come to the UK?
If you pay the money.
Do you think it?
But what are you
can
going
be
to get
done?
from Broner? Is he even going to turn up?
He's marquee though, Ed.
Yeah, but is he going to turn up? Or is he going to be nicked or something? You just never know, do you?
Can't comment on that.
No. So, I think if Broner seems to be, he loves a dollar bill. Well, we got many millions for him. So, but I'm being told he wants a break-in fight at £147.
Okay.
What was the other fight? Hold on.
So you went for Chisora. Oh, you went for Pulev.
Here we go. We got it.
Pulev KO.
So we went for. She's only 4-7. So it's 2-1 on.
That's ridiculous.
For a stoppage. It's not ridiculous. That's the. Okay. So the treble.
Yeah. Eddie's treble. Exclusive.
Pays.
Unseen.
It's 26-1.
It's all right. Read it
Crolla
out to me.
stoppage, Pulev stoppage, Canelo stoppage.
Not bad. Well, put that back.
They all
on.
look great. When you put it in your betting thing, and like when you do a football accumulator, and it's like 15 games. You go, oh God, do you know what? All I've got to do is stick a tenner on, and I win like £1 million. It's unbelievable.
What's the biggest accumulator you've ever landed?
Couple of grand.
Yeah.
Something like
For what outlay though? Like 1,800 quid.
that. Yeah. No, probably a couple of £100. Like,
That's all right.
Yeah.
I've been on a bit of a hot streak with the betting recently.
Have you?
Yeah. But I can't tweet out my boxing bets. I keep them private. But
I don't have boxing bets, but I've got people who phone me up all the time asking. I hate to tell, you tell that someone who's punting, it's like, mate, I've seen this fight. What do you reckon? Listen, I don't know. I mean, he looked great, but he's dangerous. Yeah, but if you had to pick one, it's like, I don't know. And then obviously you get it wrong, and it's your fault. So stay away.
we saw a massive sort of influx of boxers over the last 2 or 3 years. Out of the current sort of crop of prospects, which seems to be dwindling a little bit with young fighters coming through. Who most excites you?
You're in a cycle, aren't you? Because
we're waiting for the Olympics.
Correct. So the last cycle threw up Callum Smith, Martin Ward, Cal Yafai, Scotty Cardle, Anthony Joshua, Luke Campbell, Anthony Agogo. Sorry if I've missed anyone else off. I mean, Andrew Selby, now turned pro, was in that setup as well. So, and they're all doing fantastically well. You've got one world champion, got another one number 1 in the WBC. You've got other guys probably going to fight for world titles this year. So, that's good. Now we need the new crop. Who's going to turn pro? Who's going to get him? The answer is quite a few of them, and me. So,
all right then. Let's add a little bit of value to some of the kids and fighters on the GB. Whom do you think will be the number 1 pick as a professional out of the current crop of GB boxers?
I think you have some very talented fighters, and I'm not sitting on the fence.
You are.
No.
I can see it.
You got like Fowler, obviously he's been highly thought of for a long time. You got Kez, who's looking really good.
Kez Ashfaq.
Yeah. You got Batsui, who's just come out of nowhere. Others that I've missed out as well. The one that's probably impressed me the most is Joey Cordina.
Batuatsi.
Yeah, he's qualified.
Batuatsi,
Batuatsi, is Cordina.
Joe Cordina.
Yeah, I think he's the one. I'll back him to win gold. I think a lot of the other guys can as well.
Yeah,
but I think Cordina's the one that's really just kept on improving. I watched Joe Cordina once at York Hall in like a trial event, I think it was. And that was about 3 years ago. And I said, he's a great fighter. And unsurprisingly, I was right. I would just like to take this opportunity while on camera to say that if Joey Cordina turns pro and doesn't sign with me, he is actually shit.
On that note, we're running out of battery, so I appreciate it. And time. I know you've got to go. Thanks for giving me some time.
No worries, mate.
Oh yeah, look out for the McCormack brothers as well.
Yeah, good fighters.
Wow.
Pat McCormack, excellent. Rather with a lot of our boys.
Very good.
There's other guys that I've mentioned, by the way, who, as always, I've forgotten.
On that note, thank you very much for Steady Hunt. I will catch you again soon.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.